Okay, let's take a look at example 5. Again, I'd like you to try example 5 on your own. So please pause the video, try the example, and then just check to see how you did. Okay, the solution for number 5. Remember, we need to first write this in slope-intercept form, so we need to get y by itself. So of course our first step is going to be subtracting 5x from both sides of the inequality. So when I subtract 5x, of course remember I divide by -6 on both sides of the inequality, which really works out to dividing on by -6 on every term. -6 divided by -6, that's going to divide to 1 or cancel out. So I have y on this side. Now this time I did divide both sides by a negative number, so my symbol of inequality needs to switch from greater than or equal to less than or equal to. -5 divided by -6 is going to become positive 5 over 6 x, and -30 divided by -6 is going to become plus 5. Okay, so to go on to graph it, I need to find my y-intercept, which is 5. So I'm just going to graph that point on the y-axis. And this is going to, or this line is going to go up by 5 and over to the right by 6. Now, on my graph, I'm going to have a hard time doing that. So what I might want to do is, instead of going up by 5, because if you look at, we have, our slope is, let's go, our slope is 5 over 6, which is the same as -5 over -6. So instead of going up and over to the right, I could go down and over to the left, and that should work out the same. So let me go down by 5 and over to the left by 6, and this should be another point on my line. Okay, so now I just need to connect those dots. So again, you want to use a light pencil. And just go ahead and connect the dots. Oops, I don't want a dashed line, I want a solid line. All right, and our next step is to then go back and actually look at your symbol of inequality and see what kind of line you like. We have, I don't want those arrows. We have, our symbol of inequality is less than or equal to. Less than or equal to means we need to include the line. Since it's got the extra ink at the bottom down here, we need to make sure that there's extra ink on the line. So make sure you fill it in. So now we can just go back with a darker color and fill in our line. And again, make sure you have arrows on both ends to show that the line keeps going forever. Finally, you need to use a point to see which side of the line you should shade. So again, the easiest point to use is the origin, and use the origin with your original inequality. So 5 times 0, having a little trouble here, 5 times 0 minus 6 times 0. We want to see, is that going to be greater than or equal to -30? And I don't know why my line is so Strange. Whatever. Okay, so 5 times 0 is 0, minus 6 times 0, which is 0. So I have 0 on the left-hand side. Is that greater than or equal to negative 30? It's definitely greater than negative 30. So that means that the point 0, 0 works, and I want to shade in that side of the line. So just on that side of the line, go ahead and draw lines shading it in. And that is the graph of the inequality. 5x minus 6y is greater than or equal to negative 30.